If you have a torn hip labrum, knee pain, and nerve pain going down your leg and your foot, and traditional chiropractic or physical therapy, massage therapy is not working for you, look what we got for you today with Adhesion Release Methods. Autumn is a lovely 31-year-old woman who came to us with left anterior hip pain, left knee pain, left anterior ankle pain, and her shin was really bothering her.
How's the knee doing since last treatment?
It's kind of reverted back to what it was. But it's less, yesterday, I would say. I kind of noticed it. And I have like some ache in the back hamstring.
Percentage better in this spot right here from last treatment.
Like 10.
And before the symptoms came back yesterday, percentage better.
I didn't really notice it, so like I would say like 70.
How's the low back doing since last treatment?
So good.
Yeah?
Yeah, really good. Less tight for sure. The only thing I notice is that my hip, my left hip right here, when I do the bending backwards magic trick, kind of aches. But it's always kind of been like that.
Which one's the worst spot? Is it the knee? Is it this? Or is it this? And what did you go in order? I just want to have a list of priority symptoms.
I would say this. 1, 2 knee, 3 hip. Hip only like really acts up when I'm doing anything back-wise.
The top of the knee part is also this part as well?
Yeah, so like comes around kind of this way. When I walk or do activities, when I'm sitting, it's not.
Point to the spot of the hip for me, please.
There.
How bad when you lean back?
Like a 7.
Achy, burning, stabby, throbby, tightness.
Stab.
Percentage better overall. You said overall you're about 83% better.
I'll go 85.
How about on the low back? You said 60% better for the low back.
I'll go 75.
Love it. Do you feel the tightness or pain right now in the thigh right now?
Yeah.
How intense?
Like a 2.
Tightness?
More of like a ache? Yeah.
Is it constant?
Yeah.
Do you feel when you first wake up in the morning?
Yeah.
How bad in the morning?
It's still 2. Hasn't really changed.
How's sitting for 1 hour for your symptoms?
My back doesn't fall asleep anymore.
You know numbness and
Yeah, no numbness in the back. Hips, everything gets like tight, so I'll stand up for like an hour.
what makes this worse? What makes the back of this worse?
Bending over.
Like
Walking.
touch your toes?
Yeah.
Come up and touch your toes for me, please. What do you feel?
Actually, like, way more of a stretch in my right hamstring, but just super tight hamstrings.
How tight in the right?
Like a 9.
How about on the left?
Like a 6. The right is more of a stabby tightness,
And
the left is more of like a normal
tightness.
yeah.
For sitting for 1 hour, would this increase the tightness or the achiness?
No.
But bending over and what else would?
Squatting, picking up my dog, climbing.
Have you climbed recently?
I climbed yesterday.
How's climbing?
Great.
Did you get symptoms after or during?
During. Sometimes there's some like leg extensions. I think it's more of like the squat position. When I'm loading the
Have
right.
a squat.
No, I lied. It's more of a deadlift. When I'm loading the hamstring, that's when it is sharp and stabbing.
Did you feel it right now when you're doing it?
Yes.
How intense?
Like a 7.
Tightness?
Stab.
So she has left posterior thigh symptoms, achiness. Sometimes that achiness can throw me off a little bit. I'd expect more tightness or some type of stabbing pain. But we did provoke a stabbing when she did the deadlift squat. So I'm checking her sciatic nerve with this test. And if she feels the same symptoms, it could be just that. What do you feel here, Autumn?
Aching.
Where?
Burning here.
0 to 10.
It's not great. It's like a 4.
Increase?
Yes.
Another test. Increase, right? How about now?
No, it's going away.
I think that proves my theory. And we're at 90. 4 out of 10. I'm gonna come and feel this. Good, what do you feel here? 12, 25?
Just tightness front hip.
Is that close to the stabbing issue?
Yeah, yeah.
How intense is that?
Probably like a 3 or 4. It's not terrible.
She's feeling this posterior thigh ache constantly. It's bad in the morning and it's bad when she touches her toes or does a deadlift. So it's usually a sciatic nerve entrapment. And I'm seeing if I'm right and where it's stuck. Something I wanted to let you guys know about is our free 5-day Find, Feel, and Fix the Worst Spot for Chronic Sciatica challenge that you can find by clicking the link here. This is a mini course on how to feel nerves, the biggest nerve in the body, how to see if it's stuck by adhesion or if it's swollen or entrapped, how to set up to generate tension on it, because it's tension that actually breaks adhesions, and then how to do a treatment pass even if you don't have an assistant. The idea with this challenge is that I wanted hardworking providers, chiropractors, massage therapists, physical therapists, naturopaths, osteopaths, whomever, who want to fix a very common problem where people have chronic symptoms and aren't seeming to get relief. Usually the primary cause for that is adhesion in this spot. So if you go ahead and do this challenge, the idea is that you would be able to go and help them get 10, 20, 30, 40% relief in one to a few treatments. And then you might be interested in talking to us to apply and see if you are qualified to become an Adhesion Release Methods provider. It's a little bit stuck up here.
Why is sciatic nerve entrapment so common? Because we see that a lot here.
Dude, that's why is heart disease and cancer so common for people dying. Disc and sciatic, low back disc problems and sciatic problems are the most common complaints for human beings on planet Earth. Probably because of the nature of our society where we start sitting in chairs in first grade and we're not moving as much as our hunter-gatherer ancestors did, and we pay the price for it. And so we probably just could be having better movement patterns as a culture, and we don't. And for some reason that overloads the low back, the way the spine is designed. Go.
Dorsiflex?
Yes, ma'am. So it's stuck to the lateral hamstring muscle, sciatic nerve in the hamstring runs like this, and I couldn't pick that up. So it's already doing better right now. So far, you saw me palpate the posterior thigh where the hamstring lives and the sciatic nerves underneath it. What's interesting to me that I probably haven't spoken about is a lot of times somebody will see me poking on someone's belly in a video or in the back of the thigh, thinking that it's all the same protocols or it's all the same treatment, but there are so many different spots and different places that you can be inside of a human being's body that there's much more precision that maybe meets the eye, if I said that correctly. So I'm saying exactly where I found the adhesion because the sciatic nerve has the hamstring muscle on one side, the hamstring muscle on the other side, the adductor magnus underneath it, and it could be stuck at any point around the circumference of that sciatic nerve. And I was saying that I was stuck on the superior lateral portion of this part of the nerve. All you need to know is that I'm explaining where the adhesion was and where I treated it and where it got better after doing one treatment pass. There's a little spot right here I'll just clean up too. Go. Casey's just flossing that nerve by my finger as I'm pinning back the hamstring from following it. I'm feeling a lot of tension, which is great. That's what I want to feel. Good. Proximal sciatic nerve at biceps femoris, 2 passes, moderate. Feeling a little bit. Now the floor of the sciatic nerve, which is underneath the sciatic nerve, it's stuck to adductor magnus. So this is something that I've been doing a lot more of just to hold myself accountable for pursuing mastery. So I will tell Casey or James what tissue I'm treating, but I'm also going to tell them how many passes I did on the tissue. Proximal sciatic nerve at biceps femoris, 2 passes. Did I do 1 pass, 2 passes, 3 passes? I try not to do ever more than 3 passes on one tissue, because what it's really fun for me is for a patient who's had pain. For Autumn, it's been 9 months, but for other people, it's been 5 years or 10 years, 20 years. And if I could do 3 or 4 treatment passes and they're feeling 30% better after one treatment visit and it lasts to the next visit, that's really fun and exciting. And it kind of shows people what the standard for chronic pain healthcare should be. I want to carry that standard over to all non-surgical pain doctors and therapists, because it will provide better outcomes for people suffering in chronic pain. One pass, that's moderate as well. Come on up, Autumn. Let's recheck it. You said 9 out of 10 touching your toes before?
Yeah.
Well, that was on the right side. The left side was a 6.
Left side was better.
The left side, yes. The left side is the chick
Okay.
complaint, but she noticed that doing touching her toes the right
Interesting.
side.
What is it now?
It's way better. It was
0 to
probably
10.
like a 4.
4.
But
On
it
the
feels like a
left side.
normal stretch, not like a bad stretch. If that makes
The
sense.
right's so bad.
Yeah.
Is that a spoon?
Yes.
Cool.
I have so here, all this burn was from oatmeal, so I got a spoon for it.
That's awesome.
You don't want to eat your
Straight leg,
porridge?
please. We have the most special patients ever at Barefoot Rehab. Autumn is no different. We love all of her art on her body, and it just gives us fun things to poke at to distract them while I'm torturing them. While they're talking about oatmeal, I am looking to see if there is adhesion around the sciatic nerve of the external rotators, which I'll argue is the most common cause for chronic sciatica to be caused by. And you can see me spending a little bit of time. I'm probably getting distracted by the oatmeal conversation, but I like to think that I'm fast and palpating, and you can see me taking my sweet time, which I suppose is a good thing, because I don't want to treat tissue if there isn't any adhesion there. Go ahead. Superior gluteal nerve is entrapped. That'll affect her glute medius and her stability when she squats or deadlifts, so I'm treating that. The sciatic nerve of the butt cheek is pretty clean. And now we want to make sure the rest of the glutes are firing appropriately. What's interesting here is that I treated the superior gluteal nerve going from head to toe. Nerves are entrapped wherever they're entrapped. They can be entrapped on the bottom, they could be entrapped on top, on the behind, or in front, or they can be entrapped anywhere. And so one of the things that we educate the adhesion release methods providers on is not to get robotic in your treatments, because if I felt that the entrapment was going towards her toes, then that means that I have to encourage or nudge the nerve in the direction it's not going, which is why I'm going from head to foot. I'm looking at my forearm muscles. When there's really bad adhesion, it requires a very large amount of force going in the opposite direction to tear it. With the adhesion release methods providers, we're always teaching them that you need to be coming from your, in Qigong, they call it the dantian, or your core in your body, and generating your force from there. So instead of me using just my fingers, my hand muscles, or my forearm muscles, my bicep, my tricep, my pecs, my lats, they're all contracting in order to fight the adhesion. So when I see muscle activity like this on myself, that means that the adhesion is really bad, because the adhesion is trying to push me off of it, and I have to counter it in order to be able to tear that adhesion there. If there was mild adhesion or it was clean tissue, it wouldn't require as much force as this.